Hello and welcome to this special edition of Storyboard. I'm going to be talking to Maurice Lévy. I don't need to introduce you to him and tell you who he is. We last spoke when he was in India and he was almost done with the deal between Law & Kenneth and Publicis. Welcome back to India.
Thank you for having me.
So
I'm very pleased to be here.
What is the state of the business today, globally?
From Publicis standpoint, we are in very good shape. We have posted recently our numbers, which are very encouraging. We have been helped by the acquisition of Sapient. We have been helped also by the Forex. So in that case, we have something which is like 30% growth, which is increase of our revenue, which is extremely good. What is interesting, if you look at the world, you see that the US is doing extremely well. India is coming back quite strongly, while the other emerging markets are a little bit slowing down. The growth in China is not yet there. Brazil is facing some serious difficulties, and we don't believe that Brazil will be back soon. And Russia is in serious trouble because of the oil price, which is down, and also the situation with Ukraine. Right. In Europe, situation is contrasted. The good news is that South is coming back. Spain is posting some positive numbers. Italy is improving. Greece is a problem. Germany is doing well. UK extremely well. We will see what the election will be.
You know, in a few hours from now?
A few hours from now. So maybe when this will be released, everyone will know if it is Cameron or if it is Miliband or no one.
Or no one. So
or
what is the implication of a no one to Europe and to the EU? And
it will be a difficult situation because UK is a very important player in Europe, even if they are not part of the Eurozone. So it's extremely important player. It's the second or third economy of Europe. Germany is number one, and the UK and France are neck to neck. So. And if you look at the French economy, we are improving, and we are not yet generating new jobs, but we are improving. In advertising terms, we are doing well, and we, as Publicis, we are doing extremely well in France with a very good growth of our operation. So all in all, we are in good shape. What is more important than the fact that we have posted good numbers is the fact that we have taken some very good strategic decisions. And not only had we since a long time invested in digital, but now with the acquisition of Sapient, we are positioned to be the only communication group which is more than a communication group. We are consulting, technology, and communication. We are 50% of the group as of now already digital. This is something which is unique. So no one at this kind of strength.
So what is the implication of the 50% digital contribution to Publicis' bottom line? To your bottom line and then to your clients?
Twofolds. The first one is to our clients, because I'm always starting with the client. You know, the bottom line, when we speak in French about the bottom line, we call it le résultat. The résultat means that it is just the result of our operation. So if we look at the bottom line as an objective, it doesn't work. If you look at the bottom line as the result of what you have done strategically, it can work. And strategically, what that does do to our client. If you look at where the world is going to, it is about convergence. Everything is converging today. It is about blur, and you look at Amazon, you look at Google, you look at many corporations today, you don't know exactly what they are, because their borders are blurred. Amazon, is it a e-commerce company, or is it a cloud computing service company, or is it someone who will be building new features, new smartphones, and new tablets? Nobody knows.
So what is the blur? In this blur, what do you call the business you're in? What is the business?
The business we are in is the business of transformation. We are
So you're
helping.
no longer an advertising agency, or what is
There is a French poet, Lamartine, who, speaking about someone, said ni tout à fait la même, ni tout à fait une autre, which means not exactly the same, but not totally another one. And this is what we are. We are a hybrid company. We are a blurred company when you look at this, but we have the full suite of services to help our client face the future. What do they need? They need consulting to transform their business. They need technology and platforms to help transforming the way they work. They need strategy, creative, media, and the whole suite of other execution, including in digital.
Right.
All this is something that they can buy under one roof, one single roof, which is Publicis Group. No one else on earth can deliver the whole suite.
So
they have to
Martin
partner.
Sorrell can't do that.
Unless if he has hidden that he has consultancy
Right.
and that he has technology. To my knowledge, he has not, and he has not been vocal about that.
Right.
So he has a different strategy, which is his own strategy, and I'm not criticizing his strategy. We have ours, which is about the future and not about the past.
Right. Tell me, this consultancy area, how much will that contribute to Publicis Group success globally?
Today, if you look at consultancy based on what we already had and what has been brought to us by Sapient, it must be in the region of probably 6 or 7%. But when you look at total consultancy in the global market, and that is something which is quite interesting, you see that consultancy represents only 12% of the expenditure on technology. And if you put technology, media, advertising, creative together, you have roughly 1.5 trillion US dollar of expenditures, and consultancy is 130 billion. So you see it represents roughly 8%.
Right.
So we are aligned in terms of picture. What is interesting is that we are operating in a market which is much broader. We are developing some extremely solid platforms, and we are developing some of the best and the most important platform in terms of e-commerce. So the multi-channel option, the way of looking at platform, etc., it's something which is well embedded in the kind of service that we are rendering. And as of today, there is no one of all our competitors who are able to deliver this kind of service. So that is what we are today. We are helping our client to transform themselves and to face the future.
Right.
If somebody in India wants to be relevant in the future, if they want to have a partner who will take them to the future, there is one address, which is the Publicis Group.
Right. Now, that's one of the challenges that a lot of companies have had. That is, you've got an array of offerings. You know, you've got your media agency, you've got a creative agency, you've got digital, you've got PR, and now you've got, you know, digital and consultancy. Who brings them together? How does the client know where to go to and where does it start?
This is what we are building, which is one point of contact.
Right.
We want to simplify our organization. We have a way of looking at the things in our organization, which is no silos, no solos, no bozos.
Right.
So if people want to be clowns, they go to a circus. We are here to serve our clients, and we want people who want to collaborate all together as one single team, and we have one focal point of contact, and that focal point of contact bring all the integrated services to the client.
When you bought Sapient, there was criticism that you were overpaying for it. There was, and today, with Sapient more or less embedded into the group, are you happy with your investment in Sapient and Sapient Nitro?
We are extremely happy on how things are moving with Sapient Consulting, Sapient Nitro. We have first found great people. And in our business, it's all about people. We have found a depth of knowledge, skills, which are second to none, a very good spirit, an organization which is working like a clock, and a collaboration spirit which is extremely positive. Integration is moving very smoothly. We have people from Sapient who have taken jobs and roles within the Publicis Group in the part which was more Publicis than Sapient. The head of resource in India is coming from Sapient, and we are making our general counsel now is coming from Sapient. So we are melting the people, and we are opening the whole group to Sapient, and Sapient is opening their doors to the whole group. And there is a spirit of collaboration which is very good. So we believe that we will be able to deliver on the synergies earlier than expected and fully, both on the cost synergies and on the revenue synergies. The most important one are not the cost synergies, obviously, because what we can leverage in terms of growth is very impressive. When you look at all our client list and what we can bring to our client with the Sapient expertise, it is an avenue of growth which is absolutely fantastic. The same with the Sapient client, and the possibility that a Saatchi agency or a Leo Burnett or Publicis or whoever in our group, or the media operations, Starcom, MediaVest, or Zenith Optimedia can bring to them. So this is something which is working beautifully, and I'm very optimistic about the outcome.
Yeah. Coming to India, last say 5-6 years, all your agencies on the creative side have sort of settled down, and wherever there were sort of problems, they've become better. Leo Burnett has turned the corner, I would say, really doing well. You've got BBH, which is doing okay, Publicis, which is getting better creative. So I think overall that's settled. But your media business has been in a bit of a cloud for some time, and are you paying any attention there? And
no, we are not paying attention. No.
Yeah, sure.
I knew that you will find something to be nice to me.
Yes.
First, it is true that all our agencies have improved markedly. On the media agencies, we have suffered, and we are coming back. The growth that we have seen this morning, looking at the first quarter and the first 4 months, is very positive on both operations, Zenith Optimedia as well as Starcom MediaVest. So we believe that we have something which is extremely strong. We believe that, yes, we need to strengthen it even more. It is also very clear that when you look at these operations, they are stronger on digital than on analog, and that they are growing faster on digital than on analog. But at the same time, they are winning every day, and I feel extremely good, very confident that our media operation will be like our creative operation. A few years ago, we had some difficulties. We look at today, we are really very happy with this. And I believe that in a year or so, we will see our media agencies doing extremely well.
Yeah, how much will you say companies like your Publiciss or even Sapient Nitro or Razorfish contribute to the strengthening of your media agencies? Are you going to see that?
They are collaborating,
Right.
they are working together. What is interesting, and they are going together to some clients, sometimes on their own. What is interesting is to see our position in India. And I think that it is something which has been a revelation for me. I knew that we were very strong, and I knew that we have strengthened markedly our operation with the Sapient acquisition. But it's one thing to think about this, it is another thing to look at it and to measure it. Today we have 12,000 people in India. 12,000.
That comes mainly from the
It is
acquisitions.
8,500 coming from Sapient, both Sapient
And Nitro.
Consulting and Nitro, and 3,500 coming from Publicis side. So it's 12,000 people. And these people are highly trained, highly educated, very young. The average age in some of our operations is 24 years old. And it's full of promises for the future. So we feel extremely good about what has been built in India and the fact that India is starting to contribute to the group as a whole. So India will play a very important role in the Publicis Group. We will have more people in India than we have in France. We have in France something which is close to 7,000. We have 12,000. It will be second only to the US. So this tells a lot, because when we have 75,000 people, which is the group, we have almost 20% of our workforce which is in this country.
Right.
So how this is contributing to the whole thing? It is through the skills of and the talent of the people in digital, in technology, in e-commerce, in data management, and in all the analytics and the measurement.
Right.
So when you see this flowing into the group, into each of our operations, our clients can be sure that we will bring to them the best of what the world is delivering today.
Right. You know, now you've announced that you're going to retire in May 2017. Now, tell me, between now and May 2017, what would you like to see change here, especially in India, specific to India?
First, India has already changed quite markedly. If you compare to my last trip, which was in December 2013, there is a lot of things which has changed, and growth is back. So what I would like to see changing is a bit less of red tape. It is really one of the diseases of India, which is holding India back. And if you could be less bureaucratic, this would work beautifully. Infrastructure is something on which India needs to invest. It is abnormal to be locked in traffic jam. And if you look at the country, there is so many assets that you have, that if you can sustain that kind of growth, invest in housing, you will have a lot of millions of people, 100 million of people out of poverty and taken to middle class. And that would be the dream I would like to see happening, because you are investing in education, you are investing in many areas. So if you do these 2 or 3 things, India would be a magnificent country.
Right. Maurice, you decided at Cannes you're doing a sort of conversation with David Guetta on celebrity endorsements. Two questions. One is why David, and second is why do you choose this subject of all the subjects that you could have chosen?
I have chosen this because we see some international stars becoming spokesperson more than ever. So there is George Clooney, there is Kevin Spacey, who has accepted to make a movie for us. There are many other who are participating. David Guetta has accepted to do it also. And I thought that having David would be extremely interesting because he is the new style of stars. He is one of the stars who has most of the followers, most of the friends. He is absolutely digitized. He is always on. So he is somebody who is totally online, and he is global, and he is French. And I thought that that combination would be extremely interesting, and it would be good to have somebody who is so much attuned with the youth to speak about endorsement, rather than to have somebody who is well established and who will have a point of view which is very different. He is with the kids, he is with the millennials, and having his opinion is something which will be, I'm sure, extremely rich and extremely interesting for all the people.
Wonderful. I hope you're going to come back between now and your retirement at least once more and see you changing India. Thank you so much, Maurice.
Thank you to you.
Thank you.